Hi, my name is Yuchen Zhang, and my project is about classify different patterns of protein in human cells. The project is based on a Kaggle competition. The competition is initiated by Human Protein Atlas. So they want competitors to develop some deep learning models to classify the localization of proteins in human cells. And they collected a lot of images by using their microscopy. The winner in this competition will be invited as co-author in writing their paper, and the best performing model can be integrated into their microscopy systems. Uh, Recently, researchers are also applying deep learning models to classify protein patterns, and it is a very compromised field and requires a lot of studies. Right now, the accuracy of deep learning models is still need to be improved. First, I wanted to introduce our dataset. The dataset is from Kaggle website. There are in total 30,000 images, and each image has 4 channels with RGB and yellow color, and each color is actually different kind of protein labeled with dyes, so it is not real color of the proteins. Also, we for each images they can have multiple labels. For example, for the first figure, the label is mitochondria, but for the second figure, it contains 2 types of proteins, including mitochondria and nucleoplasm. So there are 28 patterns in total, and so the number is much smaller than that in ImageNet dataset, but each image can has multiple labels, and the interested label, the protein of interested label is labeled as green. The one challenge of our competition is that the dataset is greatly imbalanced. For example, if you see from the left figure, for label ID of 0, there are over 10,000 of images of this kind of proteins. But for some proteins, there are only 10 examples. So the number of examples for different classes are very different. We also utilize the data augmentation to increase our training dataset. So we first doing a random affine transformation and then do random sized cropped. So we crop the image with random size and random aspect ratio, and then resize the image to the same size. Then we do the random flip. We utilize ResNet 34 model, and it is pre-trained model to develop our deep learning model. The input image is 512 by 512, and the first convolution layer needs to accept 4 channels with the additional channel. So in the original ResNet, it accepts 3 channels. So we added 1 channel and this channel, and the weight of this channel is initialized randomly from the other 3 channels. We also add a max pool layer after the first basic block because we input a larger image and it takes a lot of computation if we do not do max pool. We add a dropout layer after average pooling, which can help to prevent overfitting. We use the F1 score to evaluate accuracy of our model. So F1 model is calculated in this formula, and there are also different kinds of loss function available to handling this problem. So the first one is also the classical one. It's a binary cross entropy loss. But we also applied weights to the positive examples. So the weights is only applied to positive examples here, and it seems to work best for our problem. And I also tried the focal loss and also developed a loss directly from F1 matrix. But it seems these two laws cannot improve my results. Uh, for training, we used the Google Cloud GPU, the Tesla P1 GPU to train, and we use batch size of 24, and it takes about 0.41 seconds for each batch. We use the learning rate of 0.01, and it decays by a factor of 10 after each 8 epochs, and the submissions are picked after 18 epochs. But actually, it's not usually the last epochs gives us the best results. And we also have regularization. The weight decay is 5 to 10 to the power of -4. And we also tried different models and see the results. The best results is produced from ResNet 34. It gives us F1 score of 0.462, and we have much larger accuracy on validation dataset, but I don't know why we have very low accuracy on test dataset. The first place in the competition is about 0.628, and we reached about top 20% in the leaderboard. We also tried ResNet 50 and some more expensive models like VGG Inception V3, SE ResNext model. It seems VGG is very expensive, and for some complex models, we do not get better results. Also, it seems it's very helpful to use pre-trained models, and they can give us better results because we have relatively limited number of training images. So pre-trained models may help some kind of fix this problem. And this is my project. Thank you for your listening.